Not to mention the fucking scary ass faces that would like pop up throughout the first season. And that shit was fucking horrifying, dude. Like the end of the first episode when mom was just looking down at the bunny. Like that was fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Genocide, yay.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's Otaku time!
Yay! What's going on, friends? Welcome back to Otaku Time, the show where we talk about anime, manga, and all things otaku. I'm your host, Dom, and we have our two normies, Strolly.
Hi.
And Marley.
What's up, guys?
So, today we're talking about The Promised Neverland. And there's some hubbub in the anime community as everyone basically loves the first season and everyone basically hates the second season.
Okay. Way to hit that one on the head, Marley.
Neat.
So, part of the reason that they hate the second season is because they cut out a whole bunch of stuff from the manga. Like, they cut out entire arcs and stuff from the manga, and they rush through a lot of the stuff that happens in the end.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense from watching it.
For sure.
That opinion is mine.
Yeah.
I share that popular opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. The first season was phenomenal. Second season was...
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. But I really like the second season though.
Yeah.
Because like I'm a sucker for like lore. And that's like what the second season was. It was just a build up of lore.
It wasn't interesting though.
I don't care.
They just
I still like
it was
lore.
just there. It was just like
I was so hooked. I was so hooked
was
by
like-
the first season that I was like, I want to know more about this world.
It was like the opposite of Made in Abyss, where it was just kind of like here's a little sneak peek that there's like a fuck ton more to this. There could be a fuck ton more to this. Like
Yeah.
the second season was just kind of like, all right, this is this. Move on.
Yeah.
You know, on to the next story beat. Like there wasn't
It's
anything.
the way I like my lore.
Anything left to be interesting about. Like they
agree.
kind of just pared it down to the bare minimum and left it at that.
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm not saying you're wrong for
I'm
thinking
saying
the way you're thinking.
wrong for enjoying it.
Okay.
How dare you?
Yeah. Sorry about it.
Garbage opinion.
I mean, again, let me reiterate. I didn't think it was great, the second season. I just liked it.
Is there a reason why they cut out so much?
Not that is known.
Okay, like
I
it wasn't a budget thing. It wasn't a time thing. Like they artistically chose to cut those things out.
So a big part of the manga, like an entire arc, is where the kids like end up in like this town and they have like guns and stuff and they go shooting people and whatnot. And since this was aired on Toonami in the US, so having kids wielding guns and shooting people is not exactly what US audiences, I guess, want to be
makes
seen.
sense. Getting around
okay.
censors is a bitch.
Yeah. Because you and even, I mean, obviously the manga might be different, but like from what the first season was, like these kids weren't killers. So like, I mean, obviously they could easily become killers in the world that they were in. I could see them wanting to run, like, especially because it was on Toonami, run with the fact that, oh no, they're just innocent little children running for their lives, not like people who've just lived to live on the land and did whatever they could. Art
never benefits from censors. Like
Yeah.
the medium will always suffer dealing with censorship and like, oh, you can't do that. And it's like, oh, this would be fine. It's
100%.
better this way, but I guess I was wondering that too, because like when they were at the shelter and like fucking like soldiers showed up with fucking like MP5s and shit, and then that was like the last you see of guns. And I was like, this, like, did none of y'all grab one? Like that would be like a pretty useful tool, I'm assuming, even though it like proved useless against that big ass monster. But I was thrown off by that. Like that was like such a weird shift at the time.
When like, because like that's the first time that you see humans other than from the
people
farms,
involved,
right? So like you even before that, I mean, you only thought that, like, I was only thinking that humans only existed like on the farm or in the human world, and to see just humans drop down with like guns, I was waiting for them to be like rescuers, not evil people. You know what I mean? Just because I was like, oh, these are humans are good, right?
It dropped it in there and then just kind of moved on. There was nothing.
Yeah.
Like who trained them? Like where are they? Because I don't even think they like had human soldiers throughout the rest of the fucking series.
Nope.
There was like, where do these guys come from? Were they from the human world? Were they living? Do they have like a fucking force in the demon world? Like,
I would assume that they're probably people of the like super aggressive or nasty people from the farm that were taken to the headquarters and then trained to be killers. Like that's just an assumption that I'm making based off of what I saw.
But yeah, even like trying to dig into that, it doesn't seem. It's not interesting. You know,
fine.
Like that, like the way that it was done. Like my feelings about the second season was just kind of like it was okay, and I wasn't excited by the end of it. I wasn't intrigued. There was no tension for me. It was just kind of like, cool, this is over now. You know.
Yeah.
There like the first season was phenomenal with tension and making things mysterious and interesting.
Yep.
And then it just like started like at half that level and never reached the same the same experience for me.
Another thing that people really hated about the second season is the way that they did the ending, how they basically did a slideshow of the events that would have happened if they had like another season or a movie or something like that. It was basically like, and that's some very important like events that happened. Like
there was a dragon.
Yeah,
like what?
That's like the demon god that they just meet, and then this is like 8 seconds worth of that, and then all right, let's move on to the next thing. It's like if I could like experience them going through that adventure to meet this demon god, that would be really cool. But you know, we don't get that.
Yeah. They hinted at the royal court. Like they had that scene where they were like, "Oh, the queen! Look, we're in the presence of the queen. What are you doing?" And then that was also it.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, it sucked. Like I don't like being mean, but like that sucked.
I will say, I think a lot of my happiness with the second season, the reason why I liked it a little bit, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that I felt like I was on a time crunch watching it. So because of that, I was happy that it was like I got all the information that I wanted out of it and I could be done with it kind of thing. Like not like the way that you're like, okay, it's over, I'm done with it now. Like more or less where I was like, I got to go to work tomorrow and I got to finish this tonight. So
you might as well have just read the plot points because it was the same in anime version.
Well,
like you didn't get anything interesting. You didn't get anything more.
Right.
It's like they had like a whiteboard, just like straight bullet points, and that's what the anime was.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate because again, the first one was paced really well. The cat and mouse, the tension was so there. Like it was so interesting them trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, getting their plans together, trying to get over save everybody and stuff like that.
The backstory for like Ray, the backstory for Isabella, like at the end of it was really good.
Yeah, 100%.
I will say I didn't like how they did Krona. Like they like
she was crazy.
She was crazy as fuck, and it's kind of like, oh cool, a black character. Oh cool, she's crazy as fuck. This bitch is insane. Yeah. And I'm gonna talk about how they gave her like stupid fat lips, but whatever. Like it was that was like a down point for me. And then like at the end of the first season when they had another little girl that was also a black character and fucking named her Jemima. Like
Jemima, it's Jemima or something like that.
Jemima?
Yeah. Like I was like, come on, guys. Like I know it's hard, but like do a little better. But
so I will say, I will say this being made for a Western audience definitely makes it a little bit funnier because it's like they made this and they knew what they were doing.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%, 100%. But I'm just like, damn, you really like. You thought that was a good idea
because it like seeing that took me out to have that thought that I was like, y'all really did this black character like this, like Jesus Christ, and then y'all did it again, like. But back to the anime, like the first season was really fucking good. I really liked it. It was really interesting. I didn't care for the characters, oddly enough. Like I didn't really care for Ray or Emma or Norman. They were just characters. I
really liked them. Yeah. I mean, like I cared for them because of the plot, but it wasn't like KyoAni care. It was just more or less like, yeah, these are the main characters. I kind of want to see them succeed.
I wasn't invested in them, but I was just invested in the tension that was built.
And they build that tension so well. They'll like do interesting shots with the cameras where they're like, oh, it's like in the bushes and it looks like someone's watching them, or like they'll do quick cuts of like when the characters are talking to make it feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, the weirdly angled shots, the like when you're basically first person view for a character that you don't know.
Yeah.
Like you don't know who this character is, but they're doing a thing. Like that was really good.
Yeah.
Like it was well done in the sense that like the tension was there. Not to mention the fucking scary ass faces that would like pop up throughout the first season.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking horrifying, dude. Like the end of the first episode when mom was just looking down at the bunny. Like that was fucking horrifying.
Yeah. They did a really good job of implanting uneasiness throughout the whole first season.
Yeah, I didn't feel like anything was okay, and like the fact that like it wasn't a mystery. Like mom knew it was them the whole time. Like mom knew immediately who knew, and they knew that mom knew. And the whole season was just the cat and mouse. Like there's not much. There was a secret of the spy, and it's like who could it be? And then it's kind of like it's building up that mistrust between everybody. Like who can you really trust?
Yep. Yeah.
Like that was good. That was good. That was entertaining. That was fun. I was into it. Like I burned through those 12 episodes, and I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is really good. And then the second season was like a bland adventure. Like it could have literally been any story other than the one that we had in the first season.
Yeah.
Kids on adventure, got a monsters, and they get kill them and stuff.
Yeah.
Genocide, yay!
Yeah. I don't know. I have low expectations for media in general. So like,
I know this. I've tried to argue many points of artisticness, and you're just like, I don't care. It's funny.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's trash for these reasons. I liked it.
Yeah. The second season.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I do understand what you guys are saying. And like I said, I think a lot of the reason why I'm like, yeah, I actually enjoyed it was because of the fact that I was like, if there was another season, I would not be able to do this right now. So I'm glad there's not.
I almost wish there was. Like the second season was so different in the sense that there was zero tension when compared to the first season where it was all tension. There was zero interesting shots. It was just the kids on adventure, like trying to survive or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they were so like subtle with the plot in the first one. They dropped very little hints that there's something bigger.
Yeah.
And allowed your mind to wander.
Right.
And allowed the characters to explore that.
Yeah.
In the second season, it was just fucking drop. Like everything was right there.
Yeah.
Everything it was just there. There was zero mystery. There was zero like investigation. It was just like, this is this. On to this. Now this is this. On to this. Now you guys are here, and this is this, and this person's this, and now we're moving on. It just sucked. There was no level of engagement for me.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
And I feel like when they do try to do that stuff, like when Mujika says that he wants to eat the humans again, it like never comes up again. And then like when the bald guy with the glasses, he radioed in and saying he was gonna be like a spy for them or whatever, and then like 2 minutes later he's like, oh, I'm gonna be a double agent and still be on your side and just pretend to be like helping them out. It's like, okay, there's nothing here for me. Like it's just you're telling me and not building anything on this.
Yeah. That's a huge thing that it just brushed over. Like the demons that don't need to eat people would still want to eat people if they were just like grass fed. Like, like, oh, that person's out in the wild. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of them. Like, I would want to, not even that they have to, but he said he wanted to.
Yeah.
And the old man too. Like, he said he didn't have to eat them, but he did anyways. So it's like, that's a huge fucking problem. Now that you all have this like pristine world where you don't need to eat people, now y'all can actively choose to eat people, and they never touched on it again.
Yep.
Like.
That's
bad. That's just bad. Like, like that's just bad story writing. That's just bad like that's just bad. Unfortunately,
I like the happy ending.
Yes.
Still frame happy endings that you got.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh. Phil's a teenager now. We didn't get to see him grow up at all, but you know, he got this still picture of him.
Yeah, which is weird because like Emma and them look the fucking. It's like, does time work differently in the fucking demon world? Like they look the same, and now Phil's a fucking grown man.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? And also the whole thing that they were just able to go to the human world with zero repercussions. Like y'all got like 70 kids and 12 adults. And they just show up, and some businessman is like, "Hey, do you guys need an orphanage?" Like, what the? Like, that's just right.
Yeah, we also don't know what the, we don't learn it, at least in the anime, but like you don't know if like the human world is actually welcoming, but the demon world makes it seem like they're not going to be, because they do drop like I think Shoju, right, is that what his name is?
Who?
Mujika's the guy who with the sword who rides the horse. Shoju, is that what his name was?
I can't remember his name, I'm not gonna lie.
The guy who was with Mujika.
Interesting.
He said like you can't get to the human world. They won't let you there. They don't even want to fight with you, or they don't even want you there or whatever. Like you get like some part of that, but you don't really actually know what it was like over there. It would have been nice to know kind of more or less like how the system works over in the human world.
Did nobody ask questions? Did these kids not tell anybody anything? Like, yeah, we just came from a demon world. Like, nothing.
Well, they would know about it, I would assume.
But then why didn't they do anything?
Well,
like, why did they just let it happen? Like, what?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, well, remember the promise from the 1,000 years ago to split the humans and the demons?
Did, like, the human world forget about it?
Probably not.
I assume that it's just like this world. Like, we have no clue about demons and whatnot, so it just turns out to be a whole bunch of people coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
I took it more of a physical border than a
because they go through a portal.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like a different dimension.
Yeah, but then that also feels like hella lame. Like I have to go through like the leaps to make y'all's story right. Like I have to do the mental backflips to like accept the story you gave me. Like that's not good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean as an anime, yes, it wasn't good, but as a story, it would be nice to know those things. Like I don't know if the manga touches on any of that kind of stuff.
I haven't read it.
Okay. So I don't, if the anime touches on that, that'd be really nice to read that. Like I'd be interested in reading that because I like lore. I also like really good happy endings, and that's what that was, regardless of what we didn't see.
I like it's funny because like I feel like the first season ended in a way that I would have been happy if it ended. Like if the kids just jumped over the wall and escaped, I would have been cool with that. Because I was so satisfied with the first season, I was like, man, this was so good. I also thought fucking Isabella was gonna hang herself at the end. I really did, because she let her hair down. She's all fucked up, and she was like, "Well, I lost." I really thought she was gonna jump.
Yep, me too. I did. I was
thought
like,
she was gonna like T-pose and fall. Like I thought it was over for her.
Yeah.
I don't like laying into things like that, but I'm gonna be honest. There are a lot of things that were not good about it.
Yeah. The ending of the second season was really like probably like what episode 10 and 11 were like they just like, well, we got to get this out, so squish it all together. That's what like I feel like they took the whole story and just like combined it into 2 episodes. So it'd be nice to see that expanded upon.
I want to see kids shoot guns. That's what I want to see. That would have made it better.
Yeah, probably. But I guess
censorship be damned.
It would also make, I mean, again, I don't know how true it is to the manga, but Emma's, contention towards Norman's plan to eradicate the demons, like I feel like that would kind of make it more hypocritical or contradictory. So I guess seeing them as being the peaceful ones, and then Emma being so gung ho about saving everyone, I think felt more right than if they were aggressive and were just killing demons because they needed to survive, kind of thing. And then Emma's like, no, we need to let them live. It's like, so now you want to? Like seeing her be so steadfast with that throughout the whole series.
That's another thing that kind of sucks. There was zero development for at least zero development for Emma. Like she was the same from beginning to end.
Yeah.
There was no she didn't learn anything. She didn't change her ways at all.
Yeah.
Ray, I guess, wanted to live, which was cool.
Yeah.
Norman also wanted to live by the end, which I guess is also cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have to make the stretches to find where they develop. Like it's not clear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I just feel like I had to do too much work to enjoy it. Unfortunately. At least the way it is. The way it is,
Yeah.
Which of course, there's always like I have to enjoy something to enjoy it. Like there's gonna be work involved on my end, but then I'm also not interested based on what they gave me. It's again not like Made in Abyss where it's just kind of like this tiny little thing feels super fucking interesting.
Oh yeah. You know? Made in Abyss was definitely better,
incredible,
all in all.
On
but
that end.
season 1 of The Promised Neverland might be
fantastic. It was
might
really
be
good.
as good or better than Made in Abyss. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of where I would put it because I really did enjoy the series, but the first season, was definitely 10 times, maybe even 100 times better.
I agree with the internet. I agree with the common opinion, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because the first season, standalone would be great, just as it is. You know, like I didn't need a second season.
Yeah.
And I would be happy leaving my Promised Neverland at season 1.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see or hear or read what the second season's like when it's completely flushed out kind of thing. You know what I mean? If you get the full experience, is it still bad? Or was it just bad by the way that they did it?
Do that. Read so you can dislike the second season like I do.
I mean, I'm still not going to dislike it because I still like it. I don't.
Man's not a critic.
No accounting for taste.
Definitely not a critic.
You know who the critic is here.
You.
Yes.
Marley's movie time.
Music time.
That's why you're not a critic. Yeah.
I'm just not hypercritical when it comes to media. And like I said, lures and happy ending, dude. That's all you need to put in something and I'll love it.
I don't know. I try not to be a harsh critic, but there are just things that are clearly bad.
No, I mean I will say that like when you guys point them out, I'm like, yeah, that actually did suck. Damn.
Think about it.
Yeah. I may just have rose-colored glasses on, I guess. I don't know.
It's over. Yeah, it's over. It's like not even like a cliffhanger or anything that they could flesh it out.
Yeah.
I feel like there's obviously more to the story with the manga, but I feel like as far as an anime, this is it, and I have to deal with what it is, and it's just not good.
Oh, sorry about it. Sorry you didn't enjoy yourself.
It's all right.
I enjoyed myself.
It's okay. I did. I enjoyed season 1.
You know what's great about not being critical? You enjoy everything.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
That was opinion to never ask for. Charlie, what do you think? Wait, you think everything's great?
Unless it's a Fast and the Furious movie, then I will be hypercritical.
The anime was made by Cloverworks, who also did Wonder Egg Priority.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes.
Infamous for bricking things.
So it's just those two because they have put out really good shows. But these two in particular.
Yeah. Just
the
suck
ones
at
that
endings.
we've watched feel like Cloverworks were being pressured by other outside forces or like people who were funding it or something like that, and they were rushing them. So obviously they weren't able to put in what they wanted to and what the community wanted to. But yeah,
that's why I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, because they put out really good work. Their other shows are really good.
That's the thing. Like you see glimmers of greatness.
Season 1,
right?
Episodes 1 through 12, minus episode 7 for Wonder Egg.
Oh yeah.
Minus
and then
the mid-season recap.
Yeah, I mean, and then Wonder Egg was fantastic. I mean, you know, for what it was.
Now maybe not overall, but
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the story. Like I'm just thinking of like comparing them like plot wise and like the twists and that kind of stuff. Like they both were like super interesting, but then it's just like they're like somebody says you get something out right the fuck now or everyone's fired. They're like, here you go. Here's half an episode of recap.
Yeah, that's why it's like I don't want to hold it against the studio. Like I'm wondering if there are legitimate things that cause them to do this because it's such a weird shift.
Yeah,
from season 1 to season 2, from greatness to meh.
Yeah,
that I feel like there must have been something behind the scenes.
But I mean, I guess all in all, The Promised Neverland, like the premise behind it, and like really kind of like the first season, like
showed so much promise. I'm sorry, guys.
I like I really like the whole demon farm survival, you know, tyranny kind of thing. I really like that motif, if you will.
I enjoy how there isn't well, I guess there would be a villain. How Isabella wasn't the villain was actually like really cool for me.
Right. Yes.
Especially given her backstory. Like as soon as I saw her backstory, I was like, oh wow, you're just another cog in the machine.
Yeah.
I understand. You did it for survival.
Exactly.
Then she straight up said, like, I did it. I did what I did to live the longest.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly.
I mean, you can't really be blamed for that.
Yeah. And then just and like you could just I was feeling like Isabella was just she got cold because she watched so many people that she loved be killed. And like she didn't have a choice, otherwise she had to do it or she died. So she had to keep living. She wanted to keep living. So that's why she became so cold, like especially in season 1. Like she was just a ruthless bitch. And like you could see that. You're like, I mean, she broke Emma's leg because she didn't want her to go. Like and you could kind of feel the love, but it was just so absolutely
Harsh.
cold. Yeah. Yep. Cold, harsh. It just
Krona's background too, like her story.
Right.
Again,
exactly.
You do what you got to do to survive.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
You're as a child faced with this fucking monster, and it's kind of like, I know this is scary, but you have an option. You're like, give me the option.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I don't blame them, but I like that again. But that ties to season 1.
Right. And but that's what I mean. Like you see, back to what I was saying. Like you see the shining glimmers of hope, and it's like, wow, this is gonna be fantastic. And then it's just.
Yeah.
Well, for our next show, we are going to go in a different direction than what we've been for the past 2 weeks. We're going back to the rom-com genre.
Yay! What's it called?
Kaguya-sama, Love is War. So, this is about the vice president and president of the student council at the high school. And they both like each other, but they don't want to confess to each other. So they have like little battles of them trying to get the other person to confess to them. And
Nice.
each episode is like 3 or 4 like skits or battles. And it also involves like the other members of the student council and their interactions and interplay with each other.
Oh, that's cool.
This sounds adorable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What's it on?
Funimation.
Thank you.
There are 2 seasons.
Sweet.
I like Funimation.
Yeah,
Dubs.
Funimation is tight.
It's easier to watch dub. I might actually watch sub.
You mean it?
No. Got him.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
All right, friends. That's all we got for today. Let us know your thoughts of The Promised Neverland and if you agree with Marley or Strolly.
Yeah.
Do you just enjoy bad things? Let us know in the comments.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more otaku goodness.
Yes, please. Don't forget to share.
All right, friends. Sayonara.
Bye.
Smoochies.